BP Nickel. What is a poem is inside of your body, 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 body. What is a poem is inside of your head, inside your head, inside your head, inside your head. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your fingers, 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 fingers. What is a poem is inside of your toes, inside your toes, inside your toes, inside your toes. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your belly, 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 belly. What is a poem is inside of your heart, inside your heart, inside your heart, inside your heart. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your eyes, 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 eyes. What is a poem is inside of your nose, inside your nose, inside your nose, inside your nose. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your ears, 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 ears. What is a poem is inside of your mouth, inside your mouth, inside your mouth, inside your mouth. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your voice, 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 voice. What is a poem is inside your body, inside your head, inside your fingers, inside your toes, inside your belly, inside your heart, inside your eyes, inside your nose, inside your ears, inside your lips, inside your voice. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your body, 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 body. What is a poem is inside of your happy, 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 happy. What is a poem is inside of your whoa, inside your whoa, inside your whoa, inside your whoa. Oh, what is a poem is inside of your loving, 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 loving. What is a poem is inside of your breathing, 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 breathing. BP Nickel, 1972. I'd like to bring James up for a piece. I'm going to have him come up later on for the last one, too. This is a piece by Emmett Williams that he wrote for Allison Knowles. And I'm on, and you're you. It's called Do You Remember? When I loved soft pink nights.
And you hated hard blue valleys.
And I kissed mellow red potatoes.
And you loved livid green seagulls.
And I hated soft yellow dewdrops.
And you kissed hard pink oysters.
And I loved mellow blue nights.
And you hated livid red valleys.
And I kissed soft green potatoes.
And you loved hard yellow seagulls.
And I hated mellow pink dewdrops.
And you kissed livid blue oysters.
And I loved soft red nights.
And you hated hard green valleys.
And I kissed mellow yellow potatoes.
And you loved livid pink seagulls.
And I hated soft blue dewdrops.
And you kissed hard red oysters.
And I loved mellow green lights.
And you hated livid yellow valleys.
And I kissed soft pink potatoes.
And you loved hard blue seagulls.
And I hated mellow red dewdrops.
And you kissed livid green oysters.
And I loved soft yellow nights.
And you hated hard pink valleys.
And I kissed mellow blue potatoes.
And you loved livid red seagulls.
And I hated soft green dewdrops.
And you kissed hard yellow oysters.
And I loved mellow pink nights.
And you hated livid blue valleys.
And I kissed soft red potatoes.
And you loved hard green seagulls.
And I hated mellow yellow dewdrops.
And you kissed livid pink oysters.
And I loved soft blue nights.
And you hated hard red valleys.
And I kissed mellow green potatoes.
And you loved livid yellow seagulls.
And I hated soft pink dewdrops.
And you kissed hard blue oysters.
And I loved mellow red nights.
And you hated livid green valleys.
And I kissed soft yellow potatoes.
And you loved hard pink seagulls.
And I hated mellow blue dewdrops.
And you kissed livid red oysters.
And I loved soft green nights.
And you hated hard yellow valleys.
And I kissed mellow pink potatoes.
And you loved livid blue seagulls.
And I hated soft red dewdrops.
And you kissed hard green oysters.
And I loved mellow yellow nights.
And you hated livid pink valleys.
And I kissed soft blue potatoes.
And you loved hard red seagulls.
And I hated mellow green dewdrops.
And you kissed livid yellow oysters.
And I loved soft pink nights.
I love that poem. I've never read it.
I think the mic is not on, but I'm not having any trouble.
Yeah,
Is anybody?
I can project. These are poems from a new series called Forest Core. So this is something new. Reading and writing across 4 very disparate texts, somewhat like William Burroughs writing across 2 texts. One a linguistics text, one a novel by Philip Lopate, one a collection of stories by Gabriel Marquez, and then a book that I'm very sad always to cut up because this is being cut up is a collection of essays by God, I'm forgetting his first name. The essayist in the 19th century in the New York area, Burroughs is his last name, a great naturalist who we need to read more of. And I'm sorry I'm blanking on his name. But these were published in this great Madison magazine called Cannot Exist. So I'll read 5 of those pieces. The eternal quest to breed regularly. Knowledge enabled us through the swamps of sweeping. However, this has not prevented bizarre furniture and hitched individual cognition. In this condition, the wind of misfortune blew. A good compromise kept up a constant din, cold sting of blood driving a few pairs behind the meat counter. By the most intimate details. A little before dawn, we must glean the imminence of sobs. He laughed, "Ag, queen!" Culture wasn't coming out of his knife in his throat. The water, being afraid, had a dampness nothing wrecked. This one's called To Settle the Urge. He tangles a clump of hair, otherwise known ideas. Then she began to pull her generalization with laughter, throwing the valid a comprehensible jubilation. The process of cognition, the owl outside the tent. I don't think you will find me. Portentous clouds in front, I ran ashore, way up through an orchard where the shopkeeper was not a soul, performing a unique service, though the door was unfastened. Floods came down, picket lines. Quickly followed by catbird, the wren, the wood choir. Everyone was singing in dreams, convinced that the nightbird probably never would. His peculiar guttural note seems to wander. The farmer who yet sees stars catches their elderly. And the last one, directly and univocally. Various formulations of the theory rest all by herself. She played the piano and sang syntax. Mankind is reflected in a rock-like scratch. Start a chain reaction. Watch over her for her death rattle. The water was sweet and good. And thank you, Andy, for bringing those out into the world.
Thank you. Sold out that issue.
You did, all right. This is a new book, but it's a piece that was written in 2003 called 7 by 7. The first line is written on Sunday. It's one line. By Saturday, there's 7 lines in 7 different sources. Poetry from my notebook, prose from my notebook, quotes from book. This is heavily, lots of quotation. Rewriting a passage from a book. Trying to maintain the sound, but not paying any attention to the sense. Quoted news from the web and magazines, quoted newspapers, and quoted or misquoted TV and radio. It's especially the older I get and my hearing is beginning to go, it's a lot more fun to mishear and use mishearing in my writing. This is written in 2003, so what's really amazing about the collection That's the lead up to the Iraq War, and it's amazing how political this is when that was never the intent. The intent, simply, it was to write every day again as a full-time teacher, not having time to write, to come up with a project that would engender that and use the sources that I like. So I'll read 4 from those. I have the titles from playing cards. I was using playing cards to pick the sources, but I didn't want to throw out the deck, so I picked the card, and that was the title of the poems. Because there are 52 cards, and there are 52 weeks, and there are 52 poems. So this is 10 of clubs. In the sawdust footfall, our world out of step, I followed your fall. Looming over the conflicts is the threat of invisible weapons of mass destruction going on now in all stores. Some opt out of this language and point a series of beautifully coded mental images of people, precise and out of prisons. I'd have thought in you it would have snapped, as anything sooner or later will snap, but still it happens. That's when I expectantly watch myself turn light in a mirror. There's repercussion, a crash, and I look sickly away. Air Force investigators concluded that Schmidt and Umbach should have left the area when they spotted gunfire to allow time to determine its source. Remaining in the area led to the pilot's misperception. Barbed wire, bicep, a rose, remembered in the small of the back. I forget to breathe, I choke to remember. His voice breaks, gathers itself up, reconstitutes more soul than vocal. Back to the ocean, face to the wind. She shifted shells one hand to the other, over and over until the sun cleared the eastern mountains. Slits and chairs and acid splashed filaments that gave way of their own accord from the stress of spanning tiny, trifling gaps, but which in a wounded psyche make a murderous gaze. So this one's called 7 of Hearts. 2 memorable comebacks, or maybe a couple monumental collapses. Yet it is not thought, driving thought as it is driven, carrying what carries it, connected to our laughs and cries, but separate. Standing on a snow-covered plaza in neat rows, the demonstrators shook their clenched fists against the backdrop of white. They got the first one 2 weeks ago, armed with missiles with shorter range. At the end of the 4th season, he was going to bolt the show. Johnny Depp was a sleeping dog, taking you exactly where you need to be. Its stunning silhouette with amazing turns and cantilevers makes it unlike anything on any urban skyline. Like a lot of people, Koolhaas has been mulling over skyscrapers since 9/11. It's a kind of unconscious. North Korea mindset. We will not be Iraq. Pull out of a treaty? Good idea, sir. He's not freelancing at all if that story is true. What more do we need to prove before we put the story in place? Some of them picked him out of a lineup, prisoner to the last minute. Muffling of the war drums? React the way you're trained. On a changing frontier, he is the last cowboy. More like a cult than a country. Don't settle for less. In the morning, in the mirror, he says, I doubt the best I can. I changed that. Food was very minimum. Daily beatings, daily interrogations. She went to Santa Claus and said, I hope I don't die. 6 of Hearts. He was soon